Today we're going to talk about hypothesis testing. First of all, what is a hypothesis? When we're talking about hypothesis, we're basically talking about an educated guess for what should happen in a particular situation under certain condition. For example, you want to buy some ice cream for your friends and you're wondering who likes which flavor. So you're going to come up with some educated guess. Okay, my first friend would like to have vanilla ice cream. My second friend likes chocolate ice cream or other flavors. So instead of asking them, you are trying to come up with ideas, and those ideas, those educated guess is going to be a hypothesis. Now, for a hypothesis test, when we are saying that, hey, we have hypothesis test, we are basically saying that it is a process that uses sample statistics to test a claim about the value of a population parameter. So again, hypothesis test is a process that uses sample statistics. So remember that we have a population with a huge data set. Instead of working with the population itself, we're going to grab a random sample and work with that random sample. A hypothesis test is a process that uses sample statistics to test a claim about the value of population parameter. That parameter can be mean, it can be proportion or other parameters. Researchers in different fields like medicine, psychology, business, they rely on hypothesis testing to make informed decisions about new medicines, treatments, and marketing strategies. So this hypothesis testing, this topic that we're going to focus today, has a huge application in real businesses, in medicine, in psychology, in math, in engineering, and the different branches of science. When we're talking about hypothesis testing, you're dealing with two different types of hypotheses. A null hypothesis, which is denoted by H sub 0, is a statistical hypothesis that contains a statement that includes equality. So this is the important part that you need to remember. Null hypothesis, H sub 0, always include equality. Either it's in the form of less than or equal to, or it's in the form of equal to, or it's in the form of more than or equal to. All of the mathematical symbols and later on in English are related to null hypothesis. Alternative hypothesis, it's the opposite of null hypothesis. It's basically a complement of the null hypothesis. So wherever you see less than or equal to, its opposite is more than. Wherever you see equal to, its opposite is not equal to. And wherever we see more than or equal to, its opposite is less than. So again, the alternative hypothesis, H sub A, is the complement of the null hypothesis. It's the statement that must be true if null is false. So these two statements are opposite of each other. Think about it this way. Hey, my GPA is exactly 4. So it's going to be a null hypothesis. Its complement is, well, it's not 4. GPA is not 4. Null hypothesis, alternative hypothesis. We can investigate the truth or falsity of each one of these statements. The symbol H sub 0 is read as H sub 0, and H naught is another way to represent null hypothesis. For alternative hypothesis, you have H sub A. So when you read an example, when you have homework question, when you're preparing for exam or on the exam, you usually have a scenario. In that scenario, you have some keywords. You take that keyword and then you translate that keyword into mathematical form. We are dividing these into two important columns for verbal statement for null hypothesis and verbal statement for alternative hypothesis. So verbal statement for null hypothesis are located on the left-hand side. Verbal statement for alternative hypothesis or H sub A are located on the right-hand side. So let us begin. If you have a verbal statement that says, hey, the GPA is greater than or equal to 3. The GPA is at least 3. The GPA is not less than 3. It means that we have null hypothesis. Take a look. Mu or population mean is more than or equals to 3. If the verbal statement says less than 3, below 3, fewer than 3, it means that you're working with the second part here, alternative hypothesis. Alternative hypothesis says mu is less than k, which in this example is 3. Now let us move on to the second set of verbal statements. If you see in the question, you have keyword less than or equal to. So they are all together. Less than or equal to. Less than or equal to. You see equality. At most k. Not more than k. It means that you have the null hypothesis, the top one. The null hypothesis is given to you. Mu is less than or equal to k. But its complement, its opposite is greater than k, above k, more than k. When you see these keywords, it means that your alternative hypothesis is given. HA, alternative hypothesis, says, hey, mu is more than k. Finally, the last set of verbal statements. If you see equal to k, exactly k, guys, k is a numerical value. So equal to k, exactly k, they all have the meaning of null hypothesis. They are all related to null hypothesis. Mu is k. And its opposite, not equal to, different from k, not k. They all represent the alternative hypothesis. H sub A, mu is not k.